My wife ignored me at our anniversary party until her sister whispered, "He looks good tonight. I see why you fell for him." My wife suddenly got possessive. My wife threw this huge party for our 10th anniversary at her parents' country club. The moment we walked in, she saw her college friends and just left me standing there by myself. She went straight to them and started laughing and taking pictures like I didn't exist. I ended up at the bar alone for 20 minutes while she posted photos online about our perfect love. The bartender actually asked if I was waiting for someone, which stung more than it should have. I watched my wife work the room, talking to literally everyone except me. She never looked back once. "Why are you alone at your own party?" My wife's younger sister Grace appeared next to me, fresh off a flight from Spain. "Your sister's busy with her friends," I told her. Grace looked over at my wife and shook her head. "It's your anniversary. She should be with you." We started catching up and Grace actually cared about what I was saying. She listened when I talked about my new job and asked real questions instead of just waiting for her turn to speak. "You look really good tonight," Grace said out of nowhere. "That suit is perfect on you." I almost choked on my drink because my wife hadn't said anything nice about how I looked in forever. She only ever pointed out my gray hair or suggested I hit the gym. "My sister used to brag about you all the time," Grace continued. "She'd tell everyone you were the best thing that happened to her." What changed? I honestly didn't know what to say. Grace's words hit me hard because they were true. When did my wife stop seeing me? When did I become background noise in her life? She used to think my jokes were funny, but now she just called them embarrassing. She used to grab my hand just because, but now she only touched me when we posed for photos. Even at our own anniversary party, I was basically a decoration. She needed her husband there to complete the picture, but didn't actually want me around. After 10 years of marriage, I'd somehow vanished from my own life. Grace figured this out in 5 minutes. Grace stepped closer and started fixing my tie, which had gotten crooked. Her hands lingered on my chest, and she looked right at me. "You deserve someone who appreciates you," she said softly. "Someone who notices when you dress up nice. Someone who actually wants to be with you at your own party." That's when my wife finally looked over at us from across the room. She saw Grace's hands on me and how close we were standing. She saw me actually smiling for the first time tonight. My wife just stopped talking mid-sentence while her friends kept chatting, but she wasn't hearing them anymore. She was locked onto us. Grace noticed her staring but didn't back away. She actually moved closer. "Look at that," Grace whispered. "Now she suddenly cares. All it took was someone else paying attention to you." My wife set down her drink and said something quick to her friends before heading our way. She wasn't running, but she was definitely moving with purpose. Her face still had that fake party smile, but her eyes were glued to Grace's hands. My wife grabbed my arm and pulled me against her like she was claiming territory. "Grace, you made it. I've been looking everywhere for you two." Her voice was way too cheerful. Grace didn't budge. "Really? Because you've been ignoring your husband all night." My wife's fingers dug into my arm. "We need to do our anniversary toast now, honey. Now you want to act like a couple?" I asked. She looked stunned that I'd said it out loud. Grace smiled. "I'll leave you two alone, but remember what I said." She looked right at me. My wife pulled me to a quiet corner and dropped the act. "What was that about?" "Your sister was keeping me company at my own anniversary party." She opened her mouth, then closed it again. "I was just saying hi to people, to everyone but me, for an hour, on our anniversary." Her silence told me everything.